I used to think thermoelectric and compressor coolers were just two versions of the same thing. Plug either one in and my food stays cold. Turns out one might leave me stranded with a dead battery, and that's just the start of how different these two are. Thermoelectric coolers are two types of semiconductor materials joined together and sandwiched between ceramic plates. When you run a current through them, electrons crossing the junction need energy, so they pull it from the surrounding air as heat. That's your cooling right there. Heat being pulled out of the cooler's interior. On the other side, those electrons release that heat, and a small fan blows it away. A compressor cooler works differently. It's a miniature version of the fridge in your kitchen. It uses a refrigerant gas that cycles through compression and expansion, hitting condenser coils and expansion valves to shed heat and pull the temperatures down. The performance gap between these two is massive. A thermoelectric unit is at the mercy of the weather, only cooling about 30 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit below whatever the temperature is outside. If it's an 80 to 90 degree Fahrenheit day, the best you can hope for is 38 to 48 degrees Fahrenheit inside. You can forget about freezing anything. A compressor unit is a totally different beast. It hits actual refrigeration and freezing levels as low as -4 degrees Fahrenheit, regardless of outside temperature. I have a dual zone model, which allows me to freeze steaks and ice cream on one side and chill drinks and fresh vegetables on the other. Efficiency-wise, if you go with a thermoelectric cooler, you'll be tethering yourself to a power outlet because these units run continuously, pulling 3 to 5 amps at 12 volts. This totals nearly 94 amp hours every single day. So if you plan on running it overnight, your jumper cables will come in handy because your car battery may not survive till morning. In contrast, a compressor unit is smarter. It only cycles on when it needs to maintain the temperature, averaging 1 to 3 amps per hour. When you do the math, even at its maximum, a compressor draws what a thermoelectric pulls at its minimum. Then, thermoelectric units have a clever feature. They can heat as well as cool. Switch modes, and the same unit that chilled your drinks now warms your food. But that dual function is a double-edged sword. On paper, these units can last over 20 years. In the real world, heavy use of the heating and cooling feature can reduce that lifespan to 6 to 18 months. You can extend its life with habits, such as when switching from cooling to heating mode, don't flip it right away. Power off, give it a minute or two to rest, then switch it over. That short pause lets the internals settle, instead of shocking them with a sudden change. But even with care, expect a realistic lifespan of 5 to 10 years for a portable thermoelectric cooler under normal use. Meanwhile, a quality compressor unit lasts 5 to 10 years even under heavy, sustained use.